Yes, yes, mi familia, welcome. Another session, Movement Decoded. We're going to go through a movement sequence today, incorporating some soft acrobatic elements, some elements that are derived from capoeira, some floor work, some rolling, and just make a fun little movement puzzle. As always, we're going to get straight into it. I'm not going to go through a warm up. Please go through a warm up that's like sort of prescribed for how you feel. I'm going to go through activation, where these movements are like nice warm up prerequisites to some of the more challenging movements, but they're not warm ups in and of themselves. It's kind of get the body acclimated to some of the variations. So it's going to be dynamic off the bat. So make sure you just feel all good in the wrists, the shoulders, things like that, because we want to get into the meat and bones of this session at the end of the day. So first thing we are going to go through is sissy squat progressions. This really for me is like the backbone, the nucleus of so much of our arching acrobatic variations. We're going to do two variations today. So up onto the toes, hips forwards, squeeze the glutes. So this is our shape, our extension here. We keep this extension, bend into the knees. This is sissy squats here. Let's just warm up with, let's do this with me, yeah. So we're going to just do 5. And you can pause the video and do a couple more, play with. Try not to do it where you're losing this and you were losing the foundation. Go to where your body, it might be here, it might be here. Let's do 2 more. Seeing how close you can get your fingers to touch the heels. It doesn't have to touch. We just want to build up this strength. Okay, the next movement. Exactly the same, but we're going to add the T-spine rotation. So instead of double hand, I rotate the chest one side, reach the hand towards that same heel, come back to neutral, another side. We'll do 10 altogether. So hips forwards, knees bend the knees here, rotate the chest, and if you can touch the hand towards the floor, because you give yourself a little bit more range when we do this one, feel free. But we're not stopping down dead weight. A little love tap, ET finger, which means we're keeping a big sustained strength here. Don't know how many that is. Let's say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coolies, that movement there, I couldn't prescribe that enough. So you can pause, do a couple more reps, see how you feel. See where you might feel some blind spots. If you're not getting the hands down to the ground like I am, then maybe something you could floss and work on a little bit more. But range isn't the massive factor there. It's more so, can you keep the tension? Because in acrobatics, you might be this flexible. As long as you've got the tension, we're good. If you can come all the way down, but you can't control the transition, acrobatics become harder. That's where we start to have more of an intelligent relationship to who wants to develop what acrobatics, depending on flexibility or strength. So yeah, just make sure you're keeping integral in the transition all the way to your threshold and back up. Next, I'm going to ease into the wrist because I'm a bit cold. So you're going to circle into the wrist. We're going to do a little bit of a contralateral build up here. So opposite hand, opposite foot. Notice there is a straight line between this action here. Just explore through the limbs. The leg can come underneath. See how high you can push the hips from both sides. Where you can take the limbs in space. Another 10 seconds. See if you can really prioritize shifting weight above the wrist, trying to shy back here, but keep the shoulder above the wrist. And switch sides. About 30 seconds, give or take. See all of the exploration. Spacing through the limbs. Containing. Shift the weight forwards and back. Rotate the hips down. Rotate the hips up. 10 more seconds. And release there. Vale. Now, we're going to combine these two movements a little bit here. We're going to, so use your floor space. If you're in a confined room, it's all good. Just use the environment. I'll demonstrate what we're going to do. Then we'll, I say research the drill. Maybe do it up to a minute, 90 seconds, just to get into it. So it's going to be walking around, all fours. We're going to find opposite limb, the top leg, the floating foot steps through. We base, and then the next foot squares us to a stance. We stand up and go down. Walk around, pause, step through, base. It's about a minute to 90 seconds. I'm just going to keep going here to show the variation, the timing. Oop, caught my trousers. Like so. Obviously, got to do the standard check. Yes, it's still recording. Okay. Progression up from there. We're going to make it a little bit more dynamic, incorporating the extension. So 3 different layer changes now from what we've just done. The crawling now isn't limited to quadruped, but now araña, spider. So we can have hips up, hips down. But when we do the step through transition, we still have the hips down, facing down. From here, instead of stepping through like we were, we're going to hop through. So that's the second element. First, hips up, hips down. Second, make sure you're facing down. Instead of step through, we're going to hop through. Hop. Like so. Third layer now, we're going to incorporate our sissy squat rotations, but this time let the momentum take us all the way down to the planted hand. Whoa. So again, hips up, hips down, hop through, wind down. Explore. This is just nice kind of warm-up medium. Hop. My necklace keeps catching on my nose ring. Ah. Rotate. So let's put a minute on the clock there. I'll actually go official with the minute. Let's go. 3 new elements added in. Your time. Notice when I hop through, there's a natural momentum. So let your body finish that momentum. 60 seconds there. Oh, I needed a bit of that. That's actually a nice warm-up. So let's get into, let's take it down a bit. We'll incorporate the rolling element now of this sequence. So we're going to start with seesaw. Half cross leg position, one leg out supported. As you can see, this leg that's out is like a base. So as you feel this position, the bent knee grounded is the supported fulcrum. Here I've got the left knee out, left hip grounded. I'm aiming to get my right shoulder to the floor. So from here, I roll back, tap the foot, and come back to, like so. On that foot tap, anchor the foot. So I'm not staying back here and just tapping, I'm shifting and reaching, and then lifting the free leg high, and then back again. Let's do 6 on each side. 1. Oh, I rolled over my necklace. This necklace is really sabotaging me today. Keep going. 6 times here. Let me get rid of this. God damn, that just bruised my shoulder. Okay. Hopefully on the last one. Thing to note here, the hands can really help. Notice here, this hand almost comes at like a 90 degrees, comes nice and close towards the floor, towards my face, and then come back to. Let's do the other side. So now I'm basing on my right hip, I'm heading towards the left shoulder. Up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, seesaws. Next element now. The foot we've been directing down to the ground. We're going to actually replace it with the other foot. This one's a little bit more challenging. Takes a bit more coordination. Sometimes you kind of get stuck in this movement. But repetition, problem solving, it'll come to. So if my left hip's down, I'm now still going towards my right shoulder. However, the foot I've just been placing down, other side. And the leg doesn't have to come all the way up. Just find this opposite line and retrace back. Across and back. Across and back. 3, 2, 1. Okay, other side, I'll do another angle. So again, I'm basing on my right hip. I'm aiming to go diagonally across to my left shoulder. However, I use a bit more momentum and reach. And I'm still on here, my right foot's grounded, left shoulder grounded. And push back. So, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Oh, I just had some eggs on toast. I'm feeling it. That fried egg has gone to scrambled eggs now. I think we can. Now let's do the main crux of our rolling element, and we'll leave it there on the shelf and let it come back. Now we've landed with the contra lateral foot. So I roll back to, I'll start on this side. I roll back to my left shoulder here. The high leg now is going to, with the hand, so same hand, same leg. It's going to come underneath, extend across, and rainbow up towards the sky. Sweep there. I'll do a few angles. I'll stay on my left hip for now, I guess. I'll do 3 on the left hip on a different angle, 2 on the other side. So I roll back, opposite foot, same arm and leg comes under, rainbow up, across. Another angle, same side. Last angle, same side. My arms are kind of doing something different there. Basically, in essence, I'm trying to stay very relaxed. If you have habits of creating any gestures with the arms, feel free to perpetuate those and keep doing the same. It feels nice, or just see if you can just let the arms relax and just see what happens in your momentum. So I'll do 3 on the other side for a demo. 1, 2, 3. So I'm starting on the right hip, opposite, under, up, and across, other angle, right hip, coming to left shoulder, sweep under, facing the back, right hip, opposite, come under, like so. And that's going to be one detail of the sequence. Hopefully that feels right. Next layer, acrobatics. Let's do. Build up into kind of like a Heversal forward Macaco variation. So it's going to be a variation of, let's say, this, or you can have a variation of this. So, big version. That was demonstrated so poorly, so I was a bit rushed. Yeah. So we can have one that's quite high, one that's low. They're going to feed us into the same place. So, building up into this, I'm stepping. Let me start on my right foot. I step my right foot, and my hands trail on the right side, and they just lag behind like an after ripple. Step, hands. So this movement here, nice and simple. Step, hands come down, single leg hop. So this leg kicks, this leg hops, across, like so. Other side, step, hands, and kick. Step, hands, kick. Outside. Like so. I'll do angle in the direction you're probably watching. One in each side. Just see the flavor. You don't need to do too much. This foot can really sweep along the floor on the hop. Like so. Other side. Okay. How do we evolve this? Instead of now single leg coming round, can we land in a 2-footed tabletop position? So it requires a little bit more rotation of the hip once you take off on the pushing foot. This is where this integrity really starts to show up, feeling confident in this extension, letting the hips and chest face up to the sky. Like so. I'm basically trying to land my feet down at the same time. Like so. If you want to take your time landing, it can still be dada, 1 foot on this side, right foot, left foot. If I step my right foot forwards, but just try to finish strong in this position. Here. That might be here, something. Try to finish strong. So I'll demonstrate if we kind of do it a little bit tentative. Drop the hips. Notice how I finish. Finish there. Now we kind of know what the end product is of how we want to keep the shape. Notice there, I kept the hips active, even though the foot landed that. That's okay. Now I'll try to land the feet same time. Hips active. There's 2 variations now. You can fall out of this one. You can either spring load up, and roll. We'll connect the roll straight away. Or we can land and kind of coil straight down into the hips. Notice there, one, I just sent the energy up. It's a bit more of a dynamic, bit of much more challenging variation. The one where I just land and sink down. It's the same mechanics as the movement. It's a little bit more favorable, not favorable, like, what's the word? It's a bit more forgiving with the dynamic of the movement, and it keeps the flow. So enjoy the rhythm of the movement. Again, demonstration 1. Demonstration 2. We've been there before. Let's connect the dots. I'm going to take this on actually a really nice, let's see. So let's connect the dots to that Contra roll rainbow sweep. I'm going to stay on one side just so it's easier for the cues. I'm going to keep repeating the same hand, same foot for all the variations now. So forward macaco, reversal variation. I roll back, pick a shoulder, opposite foot to the shoulder, I sweep through. Rainbow, keep this, so this mass now is going to stay high to the sky. I'm going to follow the direction of the leg, plant my hands close to my chest, and push up. Contra, lateral, we have a junction, but let's toy with that later. Yeah, same side again. Pick a shoulder, opposite foot, sweep under, push. I'll demonstrate one more angle. I think I'm still on shot there. So, we've obviously seen the junction now. That food. We've seen the junction of the contralateral. So making sure that leg stays as it comes under, up. This foot stays high. Opposite. Kick through. I don't mind now. Yeah, I don't mind if this high leg comes down and acts as a little kick through, or if you roll over, keep the foot in the air, and we're really hopping through for our scoot, essentially. So, whole sequence. We'll go straight into it. That's our sequence for today. I'm going to demonstrate on the dark side, to be transparent. I really don't want to do this. Um, because of the drills are quite, there's a lot of levels. This is really open to if you're refining a technique. I'm going to purposely do it with the regressed variations and show just how the rhythm of the movement doesn't have to be the same aesthetically. We're not here doing a choreography dance. We're seeing how we can use the creativity of this noble movement to see what feels rhythmic and strong and dynamic. So I'm going to show the regress variation that I genuinely need on this side as well. Sequence there, and it felt that actually didn't feel too bad, and because, like, honestly, from my experience now of doing that, nothing was too, like, I didn't have to muscle anything there, and each transition kind of bled from one into the next in terms of my feel. Even though you saw me pause in moments, there was still this, like, almost like a sustained flow between the layers, and that just felt really nice. So now I feel, genuinely again, I feel a little bit more confident, see where I can take dynamics and notice maybe some blind spots in the movement. Yeah. Damn, even doing my own class, I felt a bit. Whew, that was nice. For me, the most challenging bit is that forward macaco. So now I landed a bit heavy because I personally don't have much trust yet in my dark side on this shoulder. And I'm building up. Like, I've still got quite a lot of vocab here, but this side is way more autonomous and I can really close my eyes and do the movement. This side, I have to concentrate a lot. And that's my personal journey on making sure I'm not being, just to get a bit of humility and just start training this side a bit more, be aware of the discrepancy now. So now, I'm going to try and do the forward macaco, but stand up in the more advanced variation. So this is what I'm alluding to. That right side, I can do that eyes closed, out, in and out of variations. Left side, not so much. So because I landed hips high and recoil down, let's see if I can land hips high and stand. I'm going to give 3 attempts. It's going to be heavy. Let's see how it goes. Oh, not so bad. This side of my, as I'm pressing from the sissy squat, this right side has to do a lot of work to stabilize and bring me up, and I can feel it not pulling or hurting, just working. It's like this side, when I'm pushing, it has so much stability and control, this oblique, and it really like controls how I land. This side is like, oh, what the hell are you doing there? Like, I'm not used to this pace of movement in this range. And it just takes repetition and consistency. I can tell it's not a pain sensation, it's just this muscle is working in a particular way now. So 2 more. Ah, there, I didn't trust that push, and this side felt a bit like, what are you doing? 1 more, this last one, I'm gonna try and stand and finish the sequence. Wow. Yeah, feels good on both sides. I'm proud of myself there. Things to note. I spoke earlier about using that momentum in the warm-up from hop, step, and because my energy is going this way, I wasn't standing and going in the other direction, which is completely valid. As I was doing the hop through, the energy stayed that way. The same thing's happening for me when I do the forward macaco into the back row. I'm sending it this way, the back row, I'm opening here, and the back row feels nice to go over the left. And if I'm stepping my left foot forwards, I open up and it feels nice to coil down and go over my right shoulder. That's something I noticed in the sequence. But as you stand, you can definitely pick a side as you roll. I think that's it. Yeah, I like this one. Enjoy the ting. Leave any comments, supporting your boy, any feedback, anything you'd like to see in the future, anything that you did in your own research that helped and that you think might help the community. And yeah, you can buy your boy a coffee. The link is downstairs. Much appreciated for the content I'm trying to share, uh, inclusively for anyone who has data and a screen to watch these things. So love, 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 guys.